Hi everyone, I just wanted to give a quick tutorial on the ab squat routine, which I've been doing for a little, I guess about a month now, and developed this routine because abs were never my strength. So I wanted to really design a program that achieved the objectives of all the programs that I instruct, which are basically metabolic in nature, but with a toning focus on abs. So this program produces growth hormone, burns a lot of fat, burns a lot of calories, and gives you a rock solid abs. Um, the experience I've been having has been phenomenal. Everything has gotten better. All of my moves, all of my practices. I hold a few world records in fitness, and I'm approaching some world records that I'm going to be attempting in 2021. I know what it feels like to get better at a movement and really take it to the next level. And I feel that doing the ab squat is notching everything up. All of my other movements, even my push-ups, my pull-ups, everything is getting better because of this ab squat routine. So I wanted to go over the basics here really quickly. The way it's broken down is you can do however many you want, all right? So you set your numbers. I'm doing the ab squat 1,000. That's what I call it. And that's because I end up with 1,000 moves of abs and 1,000 squats all together. Why the squat? The squat is the #1 movement that you can do with your body that has no impact whatsoever as long as you're doing it safely, and produces tons of growth hormone, burns calories, strengthens the lower body. It's powerful. So you want to include the squat in as many routines and combinations that you possibly can. This combines the squat with the ab program. So that said, the first thing I want to go over is the proper squat form. Now, you want to warm up. You want to make sure that you're safely doing the squat. So I want to first give you that. The proper form of the squat. You want to make sure you're not doing knee bends, okay? So you want those knees to stay behind the toes as much as possible. It's like you're sitting in a chair. Very, very important. All right? Now, if you're a beginner, by the way, this is for all levels. So if you're a beginner, you can use a chair. You could use a bench. All right? This program is as advanced as it might seem. On the little videos that I've put out there, it could seem pretty crazy. It is for all levels. I have people of all ages, people in their 80s that are doing it. So if you need to start squatting just off of a bench, that's fine too. And you can start with ab squat 50. All right? What is ab squat 50? 5 squats, 5 ab moves. 5 squats, 5 ab moves. So you just do 5s and 5s, and you build up from there. Okay, so it's up to you. Next time you work out, you do 6s or 10s, right? Until you get to a point where you're comfortable. My goal would just happen to be doing thousands. So, ab squat 1,000. So it's going to be up to you, whatever degree you want to do to. I work out with people at the same time who are doing ab squat 450, ab squat 400, ab squat 300, while I'm doing ab squat 1,000. Yeah, it's going to take me longer, but then they just log off. They just log off the live video feed. So you can do the squats on chairs. You want to make sure you're actually just tipping that bench or that chair, keeping your shoulders behind your knees and your knees behind your toes. So that is the goal with that. All right, see that? Boom. It's basically the art of sitting and standing. All right. Now, if you have any tightness in the knees, any issues with the knees, you can also push up off of your legs, push-up squats. So now you got a double security blanket here, using the hands to push up. All right? But eventually, as you get stronger, you will remove that chair and do it freestanding. Now, as you stand up, think about flexing the glutes a little bit, just a tiny bit. That takes pressure off the knees as well. All right? So eventually, this is the form of the squat. Any questions? Message me on the squat. It's really, really important that you get that right. So that's the squat. Make sure you warm up before you do your squats. Two main warm-ups for the squat are the forward bend stretch. Gets the hamstrings lengthened. Just want to make sure your calves and your hamstrings are stretched. The quad stretch, which you could lean against something or you could do it freestanding. Not about balance necessarily, so you could just lean against something, put your hand on a wall. What you're trying to do is get the quad stretched from the hip all the way down, right above the knee, the tendon that's right above the knee. That's the flexibility that you want to get. So that stretch will be important. You could also do that one on the floor. So you can lie down. It's the same thing, but it's a little cozier. You want to make sure that knee is down toward the midline. You push the heel away. This is definitely a cozier one, right? So that's the stretch you want to stretch right above the knee. And give yourself a good 5 minutes just to get those legs warmed up. In the beginning, if you're only doing an ab squat 50, which is 5 reps of each, you don't need as much warming up. But as you get more advanced with it, you're going to need a lot more warming up. Okay. So that said, once you have that, you would hold an isometric squat. Isometric means you're just frozen in position. All right? And just hold it for maybe 10 counts. You can even put your hands right there. This encourages blood flow right here to the quads, the glutes. And then you do some slow reps. Okay? So that would be a basic warm-up for squatting, which is really all you need for this routine. The hamstring stretch, the quad stretch, and then the isometric squat. All right, now that you have that, there are 10 moves. I'll go through them one at a time, and I will show you the modification as well if you're a beginner, okay? And again, so this program is extremely advanced, but it's also for beginners. So it's anywhere on that spectrum, you know. So all people can do this and work out together. That's the beautiful thing about it. So the way we do it is you choose a number. Let's say it's Absquat 50. That means you're doing 5 of each move. So you would do 5 squats, 5 of the first ab move, 5 squats, 5 of the next ab move, so forth and so on until you're done with all the moves. And you end up with 50 of everything that way. In my case, I do 100 squats, 100 ab moves, 100 squats, 100 of the next ab moves, and I end up with 1,000. So that's what makes it Absquat 1000. Simple, basic program, but it's producing growth hormone, burning a lot of calories, building some serious muscle. It's really strengthening the core. It'll give you that solid feeling that makes everything better. Even just walking is so much easier with a solid core. Everything. Your back is protected. Very, very important to have a solid core. I wish I would have done this years ago, but my focuses were in other areas. I'm very happy that I'm doing it now, and I hope that you start doing this as well, and perhaps we can do it together. Okay, so the first move is what I call TVs. First, I'll show you the move, the way it ends up. It's a TV. So you're actually going V, I call that a V, legs as straight as you can have them, T, V, arms overhead, legs don't quite touch the ground. V, T, V, down. V, T, V. Now, if you're a beginner, you can't quite sit up that way, you can actually just push yourself up, just do the V part like this, and go back down. Push yourself up, and go back down. Until your abs get strong enough. You can even just, if you could go up but not hold the T, just let your weight, let your momentum of the arms throw you forward and then go back down. If you curl your knees in, it'll be easier. Straight legs makes it more challenging. Second move is the bicycle. I'm sure you've all seen this. Elbows to the opposite knee. If your feet are higher, it's easier. If feet are lower, it's more challenging. Everyone will work out at a different point. Wherever you start, that's what you try to compare. And if you're a beginner, you just try to improve your form as you go along. If I see you, I can help you, improve that form. Sit-ups. Of course, we know sit-ups. Beginners can put their feet under something. Otherwise, your legs are bent at the knees, and you're doing some sit-ups. Now, the way to visualize the abs while you're doing this is you're sucking that core down, and you're compressing it like an accordion this way as you're sitting up. So it's not just tilting up like this, you're actually pressing it down like an accordion as you sit up. It's a little bit of a trick that really helps shape those abs better. So that's the sit-up. And again, you can let your arms lead you. You can grab your legs if you need to. If you're a beginner, these are for the beginners, of course. Otherwise, eventually, you want to have those hands touching the head. Lying on the beach, that's what I call it. The Navy SEALs do this. Back on your elbows, straight legs. You're counting every other one, by the way. So it's 1 and 2 and full range of motion. You can always pedal your legs if that's too hard. Okay, it's lying on the beach. Side sit-ups. You're rolled onto your side, slightly on your buttock. Palm is facing down. So you're creating like a check or a number 7. Pushing up, elbow off the ground down there, right? Arm overhead, touch the leg. Arm overhead, touch the leg. If that's too hard, you could just lift yourself up on your elbow. Just work the upper body first. Next phase would be touching the leg. Then straight leg. Eventually, both legs. So those might be the modifications that you do. Just have confidence. That's the key. Whatever range of motion you have, that's fine. Just begin doing it. Get your momentum going. And before you know it, your body will adapt. But you have to have the confidence and belief in yourself. That's what this program is mainly about. It's about building confidence. And as you go through your first round, let's say you do your Absquat 50. Let's say you build up to Absquat 200. What you could do is you could challenge your time. You could next time try to do an Absquat 200, do it a little bit faster, as long as your forms are comparable. That's the key. So that's what I try to do at the Absquat 1000. I'm not going to take it any higher than that. That's crazy, right? So the first time I did it in an hour and 16 minutes. This is my 4th time that I've done it most recently. I do it once a week. And it came down to 58 minutes. Total calories with the afterburn is about 800 calories burned. For a 58-minute workout, that is phenomenal. For a 58-minute workout, that's mainly core. 50% core, right? Phenomenal. So just the feeling that you get from that and the actual physiological changes that take place are well worth it. So just keep all of that in mind. So eventually what you're trying to do is you're trying to compress time and do your routine faster and faster. Of course, there's a point where you can't go any faster, and that's fine. You just plateau out at that point. So I'd be happy. I'm trying to get it under 50 minutes, for example. If I can keep it there, I'd be surprised if I can get to 50 minutes, but that's what I'm aiming for, right? So I have to have a lot of belief, and that's why I love working with people online, because you keep me motivated too. So that's the idea. You want to kind of keep compressing time, improving your time, as long as your form is good. It's just a game, so you don't want to take it too seriously. Just do the best that you can, showing up and doing it, and feeling the way it feels. It's a big challenge. That's the key. You want to feel challenged. You want to feel the burn. You want to feel the solidity of the core. Just that feeling is amazing. I hope you can experience that like I've experienced it recently. So that's the side sit-up that I just showed you. Now the Russian dance. Russian dance is interesting. I have modification for this too. So you're on your palms, feet are on the ground, and we're switching feet, counting every other one. 1 and 2 and 3, and I land on the balls of my feet with this. Adds an extra challenge. That's the Russian dance. Modified version, the crab. Just like that. And if you're going to do that modified version, count every other one. 1 and 2 and. Okay, so that is the Russian dance. Leg lift, pelvic tilt. You could do it one of two ways. Palms down at your side. Leg lift, pelvic tilt. Leg lift, pelvic tilt. Or hands behind the head. Keep your head off the ground. Now, if it's too hard this way, keep your legs bent at the knees. Don't lift your head off the ground. Just do this. Find what works for you. As long as you do a leg lift and a pelvic tilt. Knee curl crunch, this is similar. So we're trying to get similar muscle groups here. All right, this would be a beginner's version. Otherwise, straighten the legs out. Head goes all the way down. Straighten the legs out. Crunch up. Extend legs. That's the knee curl crunch. Reverse burpees, or the modification is the jackhammer. Reverse burpee is this one. This is a very exciting one, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Don't be intimidated if you're a beginner, okay? Get your arms forward, weight on the toes, jump up. If you don't want to do the jump, just stand up. Okay? So that's the eventual version of it. The jackhammer is your modification, which is a lot like the first move we did, the TV, right? It's this one. Arms are low, curl the knees in as you sit up. You can pull your legs if you need to. You can push yourself up if you need to. So that's the modification. It's just getting your body into more of a sit-up position. By the way, this is structured so that we work the deeper layers that support the spine of the core. The deeper layers of the core that support the spine, and then the top layers. Deeper layers, top layers. Deeper layers, top layers. And of course, obliques and the waistline with the side sit-ups as well. So not only are we going between squats, which are growth hormone stimulating and cardio, and then to core on the floor, that horizontal vertical shifting makes a big difference in your vascular system. But then once you're on the floor, you're working different aspects of your abs. So it's a compound training routine. All right, so it's designed in that way. And believe me, you will feel it, especially as you go up in those numbers. Once you're at, I don't know, Absquat 400, you're feeling it, you know. So the compounding is the key. All right, so we just did the knee curl crunch, the reverse burpee, or the jackhammer. Finally, the elbow plank. This is it. I think you all can do this one. The way we count this is by the breath, breathing exclusively through the nose, on your elbows. And you're counting each breath. If you're doing the Absquat 50, you would do 5 breaths. If you're doing the Absquat 1000, you would do 100 breaths, for example. So that's it. That is the Absquat routine. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you get great results. Please let me know in the comments or send me a direct message. Let me know how you're progressing, and hopefully I'll get to see you doing it too.